and welcome to Noce. This evening we've got the Adam Larson Trio coming at us from Kansas City. If you are joining us online, we have links in the event description as well as comments that you can use to pay digital cover. If you're here, you've already done that, and I hope you enjoy a responsible 1 to 5 drinks. They're going to do something wonderful now.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Noce Jazz Club. How's everybody feeling tonight? Yeah. Good. It's glad to be playing. Good to be playing live music, rather, for the first time in a very long time with such great musicians. So I want to make take time rather to let you know who you're listening to. So on the drums, this is John Kazillermoot at the drums. John Kazillermoot on the drums. Making his first appearance with my group here, and I think the first time playing at this club. Give it up for Zach Ruman on the bass. We're going to be playing some of my original music this evening, and a few standards that I really happen to enjoy from some of jazz's greatest artists. So we started off with a composition of mine called Life Cycle, which I wrote when I turned 30 years old, which was far too recently. I decided that instead of getting sad about the fact that I had turned 30, that I would try to remain optimistic. So I wrote a song called Life Cycle. And it's going to be off a record that comes out this coming, I guess next September is the way to put it. Yeah, so we're within the 12-month calendar, which is pretty exciting. I started a pretty ambitious project. I decided enough of being inside and on Zoom for close to 2 years, and as soon as I could, I would start to try to put together a pretty big effort of recording 3 different trios in 3 different cities that have had a major part of my development as a musician. So I moved to Kansas City from New York City 2 years ago. I spent 12 years of my life in New York City, and I grew up in Illinois originally. I have a lot of close friends and colleagues in Chicago. So in June, myself and John Kazillermoot and another great bassist from Kansas City named Ben Leifer, who's actually Zach's teacher, we went into the studio and made the first of those 3 records, which is we called With Love from Kansas City, which comes out September. And just this past August, I made a recording with another great trio from Chicago, which is going to kick everything off, and that'll come out this February. So the song you just heard is off of the Kansas City recording. It's called Life Cycle. And we're going to play now a tune that comes from the Chicago recording, which will be out in, I guess, October? So 4 months. Hopefully we'll be here to celebrate it as well. This is a song that I wrote for my wife. Her name is Tierney, and we met when we were both students at the Manhattan School of Music. Woo woo. She was getting her master's in vocal jazz performance, and I was continuing to finish up my undergraduate degree. And at the time, of course, how could you not? You have dating history, so I had tunes that I had written about other people that I had dated, and it just got progressively more and more awkward when I would talk about the tune titles that were maybe written for other people previous in my life. When she'd come to these gigs and it'd be like, okay, I gotta switch up my story, or maybe not even say the name of that tune, but the real thing I need to do was write a song for her. So I tried really hard to make one that sounded good. I'm pretty happy with this one. The irony is she hasn't heard it live yet, so I guess if it sucks, you can let me know and I will tell her that it's not her song. So this is a tune for her called Tierney's Song. Hope you enjoy. How about a hand for Zach Ruman on the bass? Zach Ruman on the bass. Zach just told me he turned 21 recently. Give it up for Zach Ruman on the bass. Zach Ruman on the bass. I guess my time of being the youngest one of the bandstand is over. I already told you I'm 30, so you can rub it in any way you want, but happy to have younger people on the bandstand. Zach Ruman on the bass, one more time. Give it up for Zach Ruman on the bass. We're going to play a tune now that has some special significance to me. I may have even told the story before here on this exact stage, but I'll tell it again for those of you who I have not met, and if you've already met me, well, sorry, you're going to have to hear this again, but it's a good one, I think. Speaking of being younger, when I was 19, I was living in New York. I was a sophomore in college, and I get a phone call from one of my mentors, one of my teachers, great pianist Ted Rosenthal, and he asked me if I'd like to play a concert, in the spring semester called Tenors Through the Decades. And I thought, sure, why not? It's an amazing honor to play with Ted Rosenthal. I thought it was just his quartet. And they said, okay, great, so here's the story. You're going to represent the younger generation, and then we're going to have 4 other tenor players. They're going to chronologically represent tenor players from other decades. And I get, oh, okay, who are those tenor players going to be? And the tenor player that was going to represent the oldest part of jazz history was Frank West, which was terrifying and also exhilarating and inspiring and all kinds of mixed emotions. And then the other tenor players that were on the show were Lou Tabakin, Joel Fromm, and Wayne Escoffrey. So I wish I would have said no, or said, can I have more details before I said yes to it so quickly. But, as is the case in jazz music and a lot of things in life, I think say yes and figure out the details later, So I show up to sound check, and any of you who are musicians, especially on the older side, you may, I don't mean that as anything other than you might know what I'm already talking about,
You've already identified.
Yeah, the jig is up. So,
if you rat to Frank West, you outed yourself already.
then you're our people, and we're so glad you're here. And if you're not, then you're also our people. We're so glad you're here. Anyway, there's an old way on the bandstand, the shorthand for telling you other musicians what key you're in. And if you're in a flat key, then you put some fingers down. 1 finger down is F, 2 is B flat. Same thing the opposite way with sharp keys. If you're not a musician, it might sound like hieroglyphics, and that's okay. But on the bandstand for this concert, there was no sound check, and I was supposed to play a duet with Frank West, and it was on the song I Remember You. And I only knew this song as being in the key of F. So when I got on stage, and I was supposed to take the second time through the melody. We have 8 measures, which is in seconds is 10 seconds, right, before I have to start playing. Frank West, who's sitting on this little stool, just goes like this, which I'm like, what is it? Oh, crap, that's the key I've never played this song in before. And he's like, 1, 2. Oh, he counts the band off, and I'm like, holy crap, time to put my Manhattan School of Music training to test, And I'm happy to say I survived that instance. The scenario. It was a beautiful thing to be able to play with such a legend of the music. I mean, backstage, I was asking him what it was like to be, friends with all the legends of the music, and he said that he used to play basketball with Charlie Parker, and he used to hang out with John Coltrane. I'm like, wow, that's worth everything that this whole concert. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So, anyway, I'll stop talking. This song is called I Remember You, and I hope you guys enjoy our rendition of it.
I'm pretty sure that I've had that experience playing drums where somebody calls something a new key and I screw up at the drums.
Could be a thing.
I feel you.
Not a pressure now. No.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. That was a tune by a wonderful bassist named Clark Summers. I spoke about him earlier. He is the bassist on this record that I did in Chicago in August. It's coming out in February. It's a tune of his entitled "The Time You Forgot You Knew," which is hard for me to remember the title of that song. So, "The Time You Forgot You Knew." Anyway, we're going to play a tune now to finish this first set. It's going to be a longer version of a tune of mine called SP, which is censored for the sake of young ears that might be in the audience. But it's a song that I found myself composing after just an interesting event that occurred when I was younger. There are two very famous halls at Jazz Lincoln Center. One is called Dizzy's Club Coca-Cola, and the other is called the Appel Room, which is right across. And then there's Rose Hall, so like a lot of really cool, famous venues. And then they had the atrium in between all of that. And as a young buck, I got asked to play in the atrium of Jazz Lincoln Center. I was like, yes, of course I will do that. And I was very happy to do it, but at a certain point, I'm just looking around, and there's like all this money in this institution. I'm like, man, the pay for this is not so great. And I did the math, and it was like $7.25 an hour to play in the atrium between all these great halls. So again, when faced with opportunities to write things that are positive or get all dark and write sad, crunchy music, I decided to do mostly the latter, or the former rather. I don't know. The first one. Try to be positive. So this is a tune called SP, and the second word is pay, and the first word, use your imagination. It's a tune that is highly influenced by a trip that I, rhythmically, it's influenced by a trip I took to Africa, actually, shortly after playing these gigs. My quartet in 2015 got a chance to go to Africa for about 6 weeks, and playing with, West African hand drummers, and percussionists from that part of the world. I mean, it was truly one of those moments in my life where it was life-changing. I could have stayed there for 10 years or more and still not had even this much of an understanding of how deep everything that I was experiencing was. So, in jazz, we owe a great debt to the rhythmic component of jazz from that exact part of the world. So this tune encompasses a lot of things. I hope you enjoy it. Before we play our last tune of this set, I just want to say that it's been great to play for you all. We're going to take about a 10 or 15-minute intermission and come back and play some other new music. You heard me talk all night about these records I'm making and having them released in the next year and a half. The good news is that you can get them when they come out, and the better news is that I have one you can buy right now, and I really want to take your money. So come, and we can make that exchange on the bandstand after this last tune. Give it up one time for Zach Ruman on the bass. This is John Kizillermoot at the drums. My name is Adam Larson. Thanks so very much, and this is SP. That's John Kazillimu to the drums. John Kazillimu to the drums. Zach Rubin on the bass. My name is Adam Larson. Thank you so much. See you in about 10 or 15 minutes. Come say hello, grab an album. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the second set. To those of you who may have walked in, hello and thank you for coming. My name is Adam Larson. It's a pleasure to be here playing at Noce this evening. It's been far too long since I've been back here, and I'm really happy to be here with such great musicians. Please give a hand for Mr. John Kazillermoot at the drums. One more time, John Kazillermoot at the drums. This is Zach Rubin on the bass. Zach Rubin on the bass. The first song we played was a tune of mine called First Step, and I found myself writing this composition kind of last minute, in fact, very overdue, as I found out. One of my home venues in New York City that gave me my first start as a band leader was called the Jazz Gallery, and they have an annual fundraising campaign, to keep the doors of the club open and support all the young artists that get a chance to cut their teeth at that venue. And the artistic director a couple years ago reached out to me and asked if I would be willing to donate my services as a composer should somebody bid on wanting a composition by me. And I said, sure, because I thought that'll never happen. So sure, no problem. You can make that, some kind of perk for donating whatever. So sure enough, the whole fundraising came and went, and I thought, man, I escaped that. Cool. And then out of nowhere, I was sitting in my apartment in Harlem, and I had just had my first son, Jack, who turns 5 on Halloween. Give it up for my son, Jack. Woo! Sitting there, and he's in his rocker or whatever the thing is called. I tried to burn it out of my memory. Not the child, but just that time in my life was like, parents it's understandable, right? So anyway, he's not able to walk yet, and I get this really long email from this lady that her name kind of looks like it could be like one of those Russian bots, and you're not sure if you should click on the images or whatever, but I'm like, this looks maybe legit, so what else do I have to do, right? So I open it up, and it's this long, drawn-out story about how they had bid on this, perk of me composing something for their unborn child, who then I looked further, and there's this, picture of this 9-month-old child, and I'm like, oh, whoops. So I'm reading more, and it's like, we wanted a piece to commemorate, their first steps, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, man, I didn't even know this was a thing. So I forwarded it to the artistic director, and she's like, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about that a year ago or whatever. Can you write a piece for that? And I was like, I guess. So I wrote a song that I thought about, where's the beginnings of jazz? What's a logical place to start? And that was New Orleans. So I hope you enjoy the last tune called First Step, inspired by the New Orleans street beat, the second line, which you heard John and Zach playing so effortlessly. We're going to play a tune now that is also inspired by other grooves and rhythms. This tune comes from a couple of different places. I like Tupac a lot. I like a lot of music that's not jazz. And there's this one song called I Ain't Mad At Ya. And the harmony in that, it's not exclusive to Tupac. It's been around since Bach, but it's pretty cool. So I was like, that sounds great. Let me put it into a jazz song. And then I thought, oh, there's this song by Michael Brecker called African Skies, which, if you've heard it, maybe this song might remind you of it, but if you haven't, I hope you enjoy the groove for the next one. This is called Angolan Babysitter, which, as I say the title, maybe that also needs some explanation really quickly. Flying to Africa a couple years ago with my quintet, myself, my pianist, and my drummer, we all got seated towards the back of the plane, but somehow our bassist found himself way up in front of us, so kind of lost track of him for a minute. Got up to stretch my legs, walk towards the front of the plane, And I said, hey, Martin, how's it going? I look over and he has this infant child in his hands. And I said, hey, what's up with the baby, man? And he's like, oh, well, and, this lady who's now asleep on his shoulder. And I had some questions about that. But I was like, let's start with the baby first. What's up with this baby in your arms? And he goes, oh, this woman next to me who's from Angola asked me if I would watch her kid, while she went and used the bathroom. And I've been holding the kid the whole flight. So despite what you're about to hear, the kid slept through the flight. But this is a tune written for all these different, experiences and situations. It's called Angolan Babysitter. Hope you enjoy. How about it for John Casilimu with the drums? John Casilimu with the drums. You know, the first time I got to play with John, I think, was at the Mill in Iowa City. Is that correct?
Might have been it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was probably 2000.
Gone now.
It is gone.
Bummer.
Yeah,
That's why we gotta support this one.
that's true. Give it up for Noce Jazz Club. Give it up for Noce. This is a really wonderful room, really great staff. Make sure you show how much you appreciate them by leaving generous tips and being great patrons that you are. But for real, this is a really nice place to play. I think I played here for the first time with the Des Moines Big Band maybe in 2016 or something like that, and it's been always a real honor and a pleasure to come back and present different groups and great musicians. But John was a big reason why I felt confident in moving, uprooting my life and my family from New York City and coming to Kansas City, and it's where I have called home for the last 2 years. Musically, we have developed quite a close bond, and he's one of my best friends too, so give it up one more time for John Casilimu at the drums. We're going to play a tune now that I wrote preemptively before my first son, Jack, was born. And I got to say, he's the better of the two when it comes to this. If anybody has advice for just a child who's two and a half, who has all the stubbornness of myself and my wife put into one body, please, I'll pay you. I'll give you drinks at the break. I'll give you free CDs, whatever. Tell me what I can do to get this child to go to bed. So I've written tunes preemptively to try to get them, inspire them to go to bed. It worked for my son, Jack. Nothing works for my son, Clark. So we're going to play a tune now that I wrote in 2015 or something like that, which is called Sleep Now. And it's more of a demand, not a suggestion. But we hope you find that this is beautiful. And don't go to sleep. I mean, you can go to sleep if you'd like to, but hope you enjoy this next one called Sleep Now. With the drums, John Casiller with the drums, Zach Ruman on the bass. My name is Adam Larson. We're going to play one more for you. That last tune, by the way, was a song by the great Charlie Parker entitled Chi Chi. And we're going to finish this night with a tune by the great Felonious Monk entitled We See. Thanks so much again for being here. If you'd like to get a record, please come and see me afterwards. And we hope that you have a wonderful evening and come back here often. Thanks a lot. Zach Ruman on the bass, John Gisler with the drums. My name is Adam Larson. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time. Thank you.